Hey guys, in this video we are going to look at borders in CSS. Now before we do that, let's have a look at this simple p tag with this is a paragraph text inside. Now if we look at this from the browser, it's just a simple text or a paragraph. Now in CSS we consider all individual HTML elements to be boxes. So this is a paragraph text, is surrounded by an invisible box because it itself is wrapped around in a p tag. Now this is difficult to grasp at first, but then once you use this border property, which makes that border, so the surrounding box, visible, it's really easy to understand. So we have this p tag, so in our style tag, let's write p as a selector, write curly brackets, and inside we are going to write border style. Style. There we go. And for this example, we are going to write solid. Now bear with me, and let's save our work and refresh. There we go. So as you can see, this is a paragraph text which was in our HTML document surrounded by the p tag, is now surrounded by this solid border, or we could call it a box. So this is called the CSS box model. We say that each individual HTML elements are considered to be boxes. That was my English wasn't right on that one, but oh well, yeah. And we can style each of these individual boxes in various ways. Now in our example, we used this border style property, which sets the style of this surrounding border, and as a value we used solid. Now if I go to my other document, there we go. Before I recorded this, I quickly wrote all the possible, or most of the possible, border styles so that I don't waste time copy pasting or writing it down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 p tags with different IDs, and it says in each of them this is a dotted border, a solid border, dash border, and so on. And within our style tags we have the ID selector for each of the p tags with a different ID, and we have border style, and you can see the solid one. We could also see dotted, dashed, and so on. Now if we go to the browser, you'll see that these are the types of border styles you can use. And to make it easy to see, I made sure that each of the text is actually related to that border. So this one is a dotted border, this one is solid, dashed, this has two borders, this one's grooved, this one's ridged, this one's inset, so it's going inside, and this one is outset, so it's going outside. Simple. So these are the border style property with each value. Now let's go back to, I hope you understood this one, because it's really easy. All you have to do is just change the value, and if you can't remember each of the values, just Google it, CSS border style, and you'll see loads of different examples. Now let's go back to my other document, because this one's cleaner. Excuse me. Which was where's my, there we go. This is a paragraph. Now what we could do is also change the width of the border. So do you see that black bit of the border? We could change how thick our border is using the using the border width property. So let's press enter, go tab, and write border width, and we could specify a pixel, so how thick it is going to be. Say for example 10 pixel, which is going to be quite big. Save it and refresh. There we go. It's actually really thick. It's a bit too thick. Let's change it to 5. Bang, that's alright, isn't it? Yeah. So we could use the border width property to change the width of the border. Now the border style doesn't have to be solid, it could be anything. For example, if you go back to our various examples of the borders, we could let's change dotted because it's at the top, and border width 10 pixels, so that's easier to see. Now let's refresh, and there we go. We actually have big dotted square border because we select it to be 10 pixels. Now let's delete that because it's actually ugly, and that's better. What we could also do is change the color of the border. For example, we have this inset and outset border, but because the default color is like this lightish grey, it's really difficult to see. Now if we go to my inset property, or the value, or the inset selector, because I specified each ID to be the same as the border style, so it's easier to see. Now if I go here and write border color, we could specify the color of the border. Now, just like our font color and all the other background color and stuff, for CSS color we could either use the name, like red. We could use the RGB value, which is 3 numbers between 0 and 255, or we can use the hex value. So because it's just easy to use, and I don't have to Google the specific value for red, I'll just type in red, save it, and refresh. There we go. We have changed our color to red, and let's do it once more to the outset border color, and for this one let's use a different color. Now we could use like 98BF21 and see what that does. Look, that's actually a really cool, clean, olive-ish green color. There we go. So, okay, one more last thing. What we could do if we go back to this example, which is this one, I could specify different border for each of the sides. So this one's top, this one's bottom, that's right, and that's left. And we could actually change the border style for each of the sides. To do that, we say border style, but then in between border and style we write either top, right, bottom, or left. So for this example, let's write top, and make sure you have this dash hyphen dash thing in between as well. And let's change that to dotted, so that's easier to see. Let's save it and refresh. There we go. The reason why all the other sides are solid and this one's dotted is because in my previous video I talked about the CSS priorities and overrides, and basically we have the website looks at this and changes all the borders to be solid, but then it goes down and looks at this one and changes the top to be dotted. So that's why all the other sides are solid, but this one's dotted. Now if you want to change the bottom one, we could instead write bottom and change that to bottom. We could also change the color to green so that all of them changes to green. So that's it. That was a quick video on how to style your borders in CSS and a quick introduction to the CSS box model. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.